Charlie Kirk, a conservative activist from the United States and a prominent supporter of President Donald Trump, was fatally shot during a university event in Utah in what appears to be a targeted assassination. He was engaged in a debate at Utah Valley University when a shooter reportedly fired a single shot from a rooftop, with footage showing Kirk raising his right hand as blood streamed from the left side of his neck. The identity of the shooter and the motive behind the attack remain unknown. Utah Governor Spencer Cox described the incident as a political assassination. Kirk's death represents the latest instance of political violence in the United States, which spans various political ideologies and impacts both major political parties. Although it is challenging to quantify his influence precisely, the MAGA movement, Trump, and independent analysts concur that he was instrumental in garnering support for president and his political campaign. Charlie Kirk wielded considerable political and mobilizing influence among the Trumpist youth. His impact stemmed from his adept use of digital culture in his ideological battles. His adoption of digital culture established the groundwork for his mobilization capabilities in favor of the Trump agenda. His campus rallies transcended mere offline events. They mirrored a well-known digital format. Ask Me Anything. Charlie Kirk co-founded the nonprofit conservative advocacy organization Turning Point USA in 2012 at the age of 18. Turning Point boasts over 850 chapters across U.S. college campuses, where the organization facilitates discussions and conferences on topics such as immigration, abortion rights, and race. Additionally, the group produces several podcasts, including The Charlie Kirk Show, which attract more than 500,000 listeners each month. The FBI has announced that they are continuing their search for the gunman involved in the incident. They have retrieved a high-powered bolt-action rifle, which they claim was located in a nearby wooded area. The FBI has indicated that they possess high-quality images of the suspect, both prior to and following the incident. Although these images are not being released to the public at this time, they express confidence in their investigation after uncovering several clues that are currently under analysis. These clues include a palm print, a forearm print, and footwear imprints. They believe that this evidence, in conjunction with the images, is sufficient to facilitate an arrest following two previous unsuccessful attempts involving the release of two earlier suspects. The United States has been significantly polarized for an extended period, with both factions, the right and the left, Republicans and Democrats, engaging in a considerable amount of vitriolic hate speech. Consequently, there appears to be a widespread agreement in the U.S. that the situation has escalated too far, not only with the death of Charlie Kirk, but also with the recent shooting of two Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota by a right-leaning assailant. Currently, there is considerable speculation regarding the identity of the individual responsible for this latest fatal attack. We have retrieved what we believe to be the weapon utilized in yesterday's shooting. It is a high-powered bolt-action rifle, Bowles stated during the media briefing, further adding, "We have images of the suspect. We are making every effort to locate him, and while we are uncertain of how far he may have traveled, we will exert our utmost efforts," the FBI agent remarked. Utah Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason informed reporters that the shooter appears to be a college age and has blended in well on the campus. Conservative American activist Charlie Kirk was shot and killed on Wednesday during a university event in Utah. The shooter remains at large, and it is uncertain how far the suspect may have fled, but authorities have secured the nearby woods. The assassination of Charlie Kirk, along with other recent acts of violence against political figures, recalls the United States' most troubling period of political murders in the 1960s and the subsequent decades, according to an analyst. It's as severe as the 60s, 70s, or 80s, which were marked by numerous political assassinations, the most notable ones. And we are approaching that level again. In the 70s, we experienced around 1,800 bombings annually, stated William Lawrence, a political science professor at American University in Washington, D.C. Several leaders who have survived public assaults or had family members victimized have joined in a bipartisan denunciation of the attack on Charlie Kirk. U.S. President Donald Trump sustained a minor ear injury when he was shot at a campaign event last year. He was also the target of a failed assassination attempt while golfing in Florida. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband was severely injured at their California residence in 2022 by an assailant wielding a hammer. The horrific shooting today at Utah Valley University is reprehensible. Political violence has absolutely no place in our nation, she remarked. Gabrielle Giffords, a former U.S. representative, sustained a serious brain injury from a shooting in 2011 while meeting constituents at a shopping center in Arizona. Giffords expressed her horror on social media upon learning of Kirk's shooting. Democratic societies will always have political disagreements, but we must never allow America to become a violence country. Steve Scalise, the House Majority Leader and a Republican from Louisiana, was shot while practicing for a charity baseball game that included members of Congress in the Virginia suburbs in 2017. The assailant who attacked Scalise was subsequently fatally shot by law enforcement. Gretchen Whitmer, the governor of Michigan, was targeted in a failed kidnapping scheme by right-wing extremists who aimed to incite a civil war. 2 individuals were sentenced to prison for their 2020 attempt to abduct the governor during her first term. Earlier this year, Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, was forced to evacuate his family from their residence after an intruder broke in and ignited a fire that resulted in considerable damage. We must speak with moral clarity. The attack on Charlie Kirk is horrifying, and this escalating form of unconscionable violence cannot be tolerated in our society. The murder of Charlie Kirk has highlighted the most prolonged period of political violence in the United States since the 1970s. The news agency Reuters has reported over 300 instances of politically motivated violent actions across the ideological spectrum since supporters of former President Donald Trump stormed the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. Trump himself has survived 2 assassination attempts, one which left him with a grazed ear during a campaign event in July 2024, and another 2 months later that was thwarted by federal agents. In all these incidents, the critical questions remain. Who might be the next to pay the ultimate price after Kirk? Who is responsible for murder? Can the FBI and security forces capture the perpetrator? If so, how soon? How secure is the political climate in America given the recent political assassinations? Ultimately, can peace be